Story 1 of 11. AFL player Lance Collard faces tribunal and ban for alleged homophobic slur. AFL player Lance Collard faces tribunal and ban for alleged homophobic slur. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Lance Collard was found guilty of using a homophobic slur, "fucking faggot," against Frankston player Darby Hipwell during a VFL match on March 27, 2026. Collard denied using the slur and claimed he said "come here, maggot" instead, supported by a statutory declaration. Collard was initially handed a 9-week ban, with 2 weeks suspended, by the AFL Tribunal on April 14, 2026. The appeal board reduced Collard's ban to 4 weeks, with 2 weeks suspended, on April 23, 2026, calling the original sanction crippling. Collard was already serving a 2-match ban for a high hit on Jackson Voss in the same VFL match. But not all outlets told the same story. The ABC and Guardian agree Collard was found guilty, but the appeal board's reasoning in the ABC states that homophobic language is commonplace in football, while the Guardian and Mitch Brown's opinion piece strongly reject this framing as dangerous and misleading. The ABC reports the appeal board reduced the ban to 4 weeks, with 2 weeks suspended, while some Guardian sources and articles suggest the final ban was 2 weeks, with 2 weeks suspended, though this discrepancy is due to cumulative bans with the existing 2-match suspension. The ABC and Guardian both report Collard's ban was reduced, but the Guardian's opinion piece argues the reduction itself is bewildering and dangerous due to the appeal board's reasoning. This story was covered by ABC News, The Guardian, and news.com.au. Story 2 of 11. Melbourne licensed venues targeted by arson attacks, police investigate motive and arrests. Melbourne licensed venues targeted by arson attacks, police investigate motive and arrests. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Police arrested 2 people, a 31-year-old Sandringham man and a 22-year-old Muralbark woman, outside Francois restaurant in South Yarra on April 24, 2026, charged with possessing an imitation firearm, drug possession, and fraudulent registration plates. Police arrested 2 16- and 17-year-old boys in Balwyn on April 17, 2026, in relation to an arson attack on Southbank Boulevard. Police arrested a 25-year-old Coburg man on April 17, 2026, in relation to a fire at the Albion in South Melbourne. Detective Inspector Chris Murray, Arson and Explosive Squad, stated that young people are being paid between a few $100 to $1,000 to commit arson attacks. 7 licensed venues were targeted in arson attacks between April 17 and April 24, 2026, including South Yarra, Southbank, and the City. But not all outlets told the same story. ABC and Thege both report no extortion demands were confirmed by venue owners, but Thege cites anonymous hospitality sources claiming an extortion plot linked to a bikie gang targeting Francois. ABC states police have not ruled out extortion as a motive, while Thege's sources suggest extortion was the motive but police have not confirmed it. This story was covered by ABC News and The Age. Story 3 of 11. Death of ABC radio icon James Valentine after cancer battle and voluntary assisted dying. Death of ABC radio icon James Valentine after cancer battle and voluntary assisted dying. Here's what every outlet agrees on. James Valentine died aged 64 on April 23, 2026, after a 2-year battle with cancer. Valentine hosted ABC Radio Sydney's Afternoons programme for 25 years, retiring in February 2026. He was diagnosed with esophageal cancer in March 2024 and underwent treatment, returning to radio in September 2024. Valentine was born in Ballarat, Victoria, on September 12, 1961, and grew up listening to ABC Radio. He was married to Joanne Corrigan, a clinical psychologist, and had 2 children, Ruby and Roy. But not all outlets told the same story. The SMH and ABC state Valentine died on April 23, 2026, but The Guardian's Article 3, published April 23, implies he died earlier in the day, while other sources confirm the time of death was around 8:30 a.m. on April 23. The SMH and ABC describe Valentine's death as occurring after a recurrence of cancer in June 2025, while The Guardian's Article 3 states he died 3 months after retiring in February 2026, without specifying the recurrence date. The SMH and ABC mention Valentine's final farewell program in February 2026, but The Guardian's Article 3 does not explicitly mention this farewell program. This story was covered by ABC News, The Guardian, news.com.au, SBS News, and Sydney Morning Herald. Story 4 of 11. Trump envoy proposes replacing Iran with Italy at 2026 World Cup amid political tensions. Trump envoy proposes replacing Iran with Italy at 2026 World Cup amid political tensions. Here's what every outlet agrees on. U.S. Special Envoy Paolo Zampoli suggested to Donald Trump and FIFA President Gianni Infantino that Italy replace Iran at the 2026 World Cup. Italy dismissed the proposal, with Sports Minister Andrea Abodi calling it not appropriate and not possible. Iran confirmed it is preparing to participate in the World Cup, with matches scheduled in Los Angeles and Seattle, 2 games, and 1 in Seattle. Italy failed to qualify for the 2026 World Cup after a 4-1 penalty shootout loss to Bosnia and Herzegovina in March 2026. The 2026 World Cup begins on June 11th, or June 12th, as per ABC, with Iran's first match against New Zealand on June 16th. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian states Iran had requested moving matches to Mexico earlier in April, while ABC reports FIFA rejected this request outright and Iran is proceeding as planned. ABC reports Trump initially joked about Iranian players not being allowed into the US, while The Guardian does not mention this specific comment from Trump. The Guardian mentions Iran's Football Federation President Mehdi Taj's statement about obedience to authorities, but ABC does not include this quote. This story was covered by ABC News, The Guardian, and news.com.au. Story 5 of 11. Police seize $13 million meth in Hume Highway drug bust, 2 charged. Police seize $13 million meth in Hume Highway drug bust, 2 charged. Here's what every outlet agrees on. 2 people, a 22-year-old man and a 24-year-old woman from Hillsdale, NSW, were charged with trafficking a large commercial quantity of methamphetamine, 33 kilograms, worth $13 million. The drugs were found in a black Toyota Prado during a traffic stop on the Hume Highway near Wangaratta, Victoria, on Wednesday afternoon, the 24th of April, 2026. The suspects are remanded to appear in Wangaratta Magistrates Court on Friday, the 25th of April, 2026, per News Kamau, today, the 24th of April, 2026, per ABC. Victoria Police's major drug squad conducted the operation, with Detective Inspector Jamie Walker stating drugs are a major driver of crime and police have zero tolerance for trafficking. The investigation targeted drug trafficking between NSW and Victoria. But not all outlets told the same story. News Kamau states the court appearance is on Friday, the 25th of April, 2026, while ABC initially says today, the 24th of April, 2026, before noting they are remanded, likely a reporting error. News Kamau does not specify the suspects' ages or hometown, while ABC provides exact ages, 22 and 24, and their NSW location, Hillsdale. This story was covered by ABC News and news.com.au. Story 6 of 11. Australia's 2026 budget focuses on intergenerational equity, housing, NDIS reforms, and gas tax debates. Australia's 2026 budget focuses on intergenerational equity, housing, NDIS reforms, and gas tax debates. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Health Minister Mark Butler announced scrapping the top-up private health insurance subsidy for those over 65, saving $3 billion over forward estimates, citing generational equity. The government plans a $22 billion savings overhaul of the National Disability Insurance Scheme, NDIS, capping cost growth at 2% annually for the next 4 years. A Senate inquiry chaired by the Greens is examining a proposed new tax on gas exports, with submissions including Ken Henry's proposal to invest windfall gains in a sovereign wealth fund for future generations. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese rejected claims gas companies pay little tax, stating gas taxes in the last financial year were around $22 billion, and emphasised honouring contracts with gas exporting countries. Western Australian Premier Roger Cook opposes a new gas tax, stating it would be bad for Western Australia, and his views carry significant influence with Albanese. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian states the health subsidy announcement was made on Wednesday, while the ABC does not specify the day but aligns with the content of the announcement. The Guardian mentions the budget will focus on resilience as stated by the Prime Minister, while the ABC does not explicitly quote Albanese on this framing. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian. Story 7 of 11. Ben Robert Smith confirms Anzac Day attendance amid war crimes charges. Ben Robert Smith confirms Anzac Day attendance amid war crimes charges. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Ben Robert Smith confirmed he will attend Anzac Day services to pay my respects. Robert Smith was charged with 5 counts of war crime murder related to alleged actions in Afghanistan between 2009 and 2012. He was released on bail from Sydney's Silverwater jail to await trial. Robert Smith denied the allegations and stated, "I deny these allegations and have always done so." Keith Payne, another Victoria Cross recipient, publicly supported Robert Smith's right to attend Anzac Day services, saying of course he should march or be at the dawn service, whatever he wants to. But not all outlets told the same story. ABC describes the rally organisers as an ethno-nationalist group, while Newscomau does not specify the group's ideology beyond its name, the National Workers' Alliance. This story was covered by ABC News and news.com.au. Story 8 of 11. UK bans tobacco sales to those born after 2008, creating a smoke-free generation. UK bans tobacco sales to those born after 2008, creating a smoke-free generation. Here's what every outlet agrees on. The UK Parliament passed a bill banning anyone born on or after January 1, 2009, from legally buying tobacco products. The legislation will become law after receiving royal assent, with the bill's journey through Parliament beginning on November 5, 2024, and ending with House of Lords approval on April 22, 2026. The ban will also extend to vapes and nicotine products, prohibiting advertising, branding, and promotion to children, and restricting sales to under 18s. The UK government will ban the sale of vapes and nicotine products from vending machines and prohibit their free distribution. The bill will make playgrounds, areas near schools, and hospitals smoke-free zones, tightening existing public smoking restrictions. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian states the bill will become law after royal assent next week, April 21, 2026, while ABC says it will come into effect on January 1, 2027. The Guardian does not mention a specific enforcement date for the ban, while ABC explicitly states it will take effect on January 1, 2027. The Guardian reports the bill's journey through Parliament ended on April 22, 2026, while ABC does not specify the exact date of final approval. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian. Story 9 of 11. US DOJ audit of Epstein Files Transparency Act compliance and related controversies. US DOJ audit of Epstein Files Transparency Act compliance and related controversies. Here's what every outlet agrees on. The US Department of Justice's Office of the Inspector General, OIG, announced an audit of the DOJ's compliance with the Epstein Files Transparency Act on April 24, 2026. The audit's preliminary objective is to evaluate the DOJ's processes for identifying, redacting, and releasing records as required by the Act. The Epstein Files Transparency Act was passed by Congress in late 2025 and signed into law in November 2025, mandating the release of DOJ files related to Jeffrey Epstein with exceptions for victim privacy, ongoing investigations, and national security. The DOJ missed the Act's December 19, 2025 deadline for releasing the files, instead releasing them on January 31, 2026. Former Attorney General Pam Bondi was subpoenaed by the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee to testify about the DOJ's handling of the Epstein investigation and compliance with the Act. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian states the DOJ released what it has claimed were the full files on the 31st of January, while ABC does not explicitly confirm whether the DOJ claimed the files were complete. The Guardian mentions that the OIG's audit may consider addressing other issues that arise during the investigation, while ABC does not include this detail. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian. Story 10 of 11. U.S. soldier charged for betting on Maduro's removal using classified info. U.S. soldier charged for betting on Maduro's removal using classified info. Here's what every outlet agrees on. U.S. soldier Gannon Ken Van Dyke, Master Sergeant, U.S. Army Special Forces, was charged with making $400,000 plus on polymarket bets about Nicolas Maduro's removal from office. Van Dyke was involved in planning and execution of the January 3, 2026 capture of Nicolas Maduro. Charges include commodities fraud, wire fraud, and unlawful use of confidential government information for personal gain. Van Dyke allegedly placed 13 bets on Polymarket between early December 2025 and early January 2026 regarding U.S. military action in Venezuela. Van Dyke is facing up to 60 years in prison and was arrested on April 24, 2026. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian states Van Dyke made $400,000 from bets, while ABC states he made $560,000, converting $400,000 to AUD. The Guardian mentions Van Dyke was involved in planning for the military operation, while ABC states he was involved in planning and execution of the capture. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian. Story 11 of 11. Australia's debate over taxing gas giants amid fuel crisis and budget deliberations. Australia's debate over taxing gas giants amid fuel crisis and budget deliberations. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese ruled out a 25% tax on gas exports in the upcoming May 2026 budget, citing concerns over fuel supply reliability and investor confidence. Treasury was asked to model options for a windfall profits tax and reforms to the Petroleum Resource Rent Tax, PRRT, in March 2026, with the PRRT raising $1.5 billion in the 2024-25 financial year. Independent Senator David Pocock and the Australia Institute are leading a campaign for a 25% tax on gas exports, arguing it would raise $17 billion annually and address perceived unfairness in resource taxation. Western Australian Premier Roger Cook publicly opposed a new gas export tax, stating it would harm his state's economy, and conveyed this stance to Albanese. Albanese visited Singapore, Malaysia, and Brunei in April 2026 to secure fuel supply agreements, emphasizing Australia's role as a reliable gas supplier. But not all outlets told the same story. The ABC states Albanese all but ruled out a gas tax in cabinet discussions 3 weeks before the budget, while The Guardian notes the government has not publicly ruled out reforms to the PRRT or windfall taxes. The ABC claims Albanese visited Brunei, Singapore, and Malaysia to shore up fuel supplies, but The Guardian only mentions Singapore in its reporting of his diplomatic efforts. The Guardian cites Pocock's accusation that Albanese is caving to gas companies, while the ABC frames the Prime Minister's stance as opposition to new taxes, not necessarily defending existing levels. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian.